to them. The All-Seeing Guys. The All-Seeing Guys. With Greg and Joe.
Welcome to episode 258 of the All-Seeing Guys podcast with Greg and Joe. I, of course, am Greg, and I'm joined always over the team waves by who is it there? Who goes there?
It is I. It is obviously Joe Jackson.
Obviously, it's him. Obviously Joseph Jackson.
Quite clearly, it's Joe Jackson.
It's obvious. It's clear. It's there. He said it. Agree with it.
Yeah.
Joe, how is oneself?
Pretty, superb. I'm alright, I'm good. Yeah, man, just I got a bit of time off work now, so chilling. It's been very warm. It's been very warm.
It has been warm.
And I feel like I've noticed a lot of sort of peculiar things, not because of the heat, but I feel like it's definitely an element. It's been like a weird week of observations, you know?
Okay. Right then.
So I saw, I messaged into the group chat the other day that I saw two Mormons playing table tennis with a homeless man on a homemade table tennis table.
Wow.
That the homeless guy had made. So like basically down by Asda, there's just this dude who just sort of set up camp there. And it's got to the point where he has now made a table tennis table. And
jeez.
I was walking home from work, and the girl I was working with that day was walking in the same direction but ahead of me because we refused to talk to each other outside of the working hours.
Fair enough.
And then she did stop, and she broke the rule, and she was just like, I need you to observe what is going on over the road. And I looked over, and it was literally just like one Mormon guy absolutely really getting his fucking arse handed to him on table tennis. And his mate just sort of standing there watching, and this homeless guy absolutely wrecking him.
Wow.
So that was, and it's, not every day you see that, in all honesty. I thought it was
have you seen it since? Have you set up camp
I've seen the guy,
maybe not necessarily a Mormon, but is he still playing table tennis?
The Mormon's not left because he hasn't won yet.
Yeah, he's just there. He lives there now as well.
The homeless guy is there daily. He literally lives there, has not been moved on. He's just there. He's gathering up. He's got a big old pile of shit in a fucking trolley. You know, he's he's there for a while. He's there for the long run. So that was I was quite glad to see that, because I do like that kind of element. I wish
there is a new wave of homelessness / crackheads in Kingston now. There's like a threesome of them. Trio, should I say, rather than threesome of them.
I know there's definitely like a couple. There's a guy.
There's this woman.
Yeah.
There's this really skinny woman with like reddish sort of hair.
Yeah.
And then there's the guy. And honestly, I was walking with Kingston the other day, and this guy was just leaning. It was really hot, and I clocked him because he was wearing like a big jacket, but he was just had his head against a sign, like right outside where Superdrug is, like on the high street.
Yeah.
And he was just in the middle of the high street, and he was just fucked. I looked at him, I was like, oh yeah, he's fucked. And as I walked past, I saw him suddenly like launch himself from the sign, and he stumbled for a bit and then grabbed onto a pillar and then just like rested on there for a while.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I saw the crackhead woman in question walk towards me, and a few minutes later she like brought him back. And then kind of went off. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ.
I know exactly what you're talking about with that one. It comes and goes. It's just like...
there's like a new wave at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's what it is. That was one interaction. What else popped up?
I was having a cigarette outside work, and a guy walked past with a full-on snake just wrapped around his neck.
Wow.
Which you don't like. I've seen things like that in America, but yeah, I wasn't expecting that kind of sort of accessory in lowly Kingston upon Thames.
Where was he?
What do you mean?
Whereabouts was he walking? Was he like
He
in
was
the
going into town.
Is he in the
mate.
centre?
He was going into town. He was walking towards like
imagine,
Old London
I wonder
Road.
how many shops would be like actually if you walked in with it.
Fucking
Or how many
right.
would
I mean,
freak out.
someone
Imagine being
walked-
on an escalator, terrified of snakes, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
look up and the person is a snake's head right in front of you.
Someone did walk past him and sort of double took and sort of like stepped out the way.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you would.
I mean,
wouldn't you?
I
I
guess
was just like, fucking hell, that's a fucking snake and arm. Because I mean, like, how in control of that snake is that guy? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously it's not
Yeah.
wrapped itself around his neck, so it's not.
And I'm sure it's not a poisonous,
Shame.
venomous, murderous snake.
I'm assuming no. It was kind of sort of yellow and white in colour.
Probably like a corn snake or something.
Don't know. Yeah, it was bizarre. So yeah, there was. That.
I've seen someone with a snake in Kingston before.
Yeah, I know there was.
saw
I
a
remember
whole
the time
family.
in Surbiton where there was one that was missing, and everyone was just
Oh,
like,
ooh.
"I beg your fucking pardon." Like,
Yeah, I remember that. I've been on the Facebook groups. No,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
I remember it being a really hot day. So probably about a year ago, stood in Kingston. I was waiting to meet a friend, and this is one of them. I've talked about in the podcast. That Asian family passed me. I think they were Japanese, and they had all in were massive coats, which I found really weird. 'Cause it was really fucking hot.
because it was really hot.
And they were like, all of them were in massive coats, zipped up, and they were pulling. No, they had a holdall. They were carrying a holdall, and as you walked past, the whole holdall top was all mesh, and you could see in it. And there was just a fucking it wasn't. It was a holdall on a trolley, and they were dragging the trolley along, not like a shopping trolley, like a proper trolley, I guess, to carry this around on.
Yeah.
And I looked in the top, and there was just a massive fucking snake in there.
That's fucking mental.
And I was like, "Fuck, man!" And they just went off down towards like fucking poor boys.
Oh shit! Yeah. So near the marketplace. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Jesus
outside Druid's Head.
Christ,
Yeah, I was waiting outside Druid's Head. Yeah.
that's mad, isn't it?
Bizarre. So we've each seen somebody with a snake in
Yeah.
Kingston.
Damn. I've also had some other interactions with nature this week. Previously,
okay.
a couple of episodes ago, I mentioned briefly about some pigeons that live on a windowsill in the hallway of our
Yes.
building.
You're a parent now.
They've been getting brave recently, and they've so someone obviously because it's quite hot, we've got the windows open in the hallway, and I went outside for a smoke the other night, and I came back in, and there's just a pigeon in the fucking hallway. And it was fairly alright. Like he heard me coming, so he sort of flapped off to the window and ducked back under. But this is now like today they've done it again at least 3 times. So they're getting brave.
Right.
But we also think they're trying to build a nest, but they don't know what they're doing. Like so they like you see them with twigs, but they're not doing anything with the twigs. Like. And then looks like there's a bunch like dropped down, and I thought that was like obviously the neighbours has got like some anti-pigeon fucking spikes and stuff like that, and all of their twigs have just dropped onto them. So in my head, I was like, oh well, that's the nest there. It's not. That's just where they keep dropping the fucking twigs because they don't know what they're doing. So having some pigeon issues, and then yesterday just saw a full-on.
Is this still a pigeon story? Is this still pigeon related?
No, non-pigeon related. Now, why? Do you
Quickly
wanna,
jumping on your pigeon interaction. Quickly
news,
jumping
haven't
on your pigeon interaction. First of all, yes, I think you're accidentally adopting pigeons.
I feel. I mean, they're
that's happening.
relatively calm. Like I feel like. I mean,
Yeah,
I have been leaving them twigs as well.
Well, they.
Just kind of just like encouragement and just like you guys have got this. Come on, like.
You're going to come into the pub one day, there's just going to be a trench coat behind you that's really bobbly with like a hat on the bottom. And as it gets closer, it's going to open. It's just going to be like hundreds of pigeons. And you'll be like, I bought my kids.
I did have a slight feeling that I was going to turn into the bird lady from Home Alone 2.
I have been picturing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been picturing
I was
that.
just like, I was just like, now if I mention pigeons enough, I can draw that for the artwork.
Yeah. So we've definitely drawn pigeons before. So yeah, I swear pigeons have been in artwork.
Yeah,
before. There have been. There's one of them on the roof.
Yeah, it was when we were at your barbecue. You had a
So-
barbecue once, and we were looking up at them because they were all over your roof, and we were sort of studying their habits.
So again, this is my God. I think I already said about it on the podcast previously when I found one in my kitchen when I could hear it from the front room. But recently, I've got a tree in my back garden that's just been. Now the sun's hit, it's so big, it's so out of control. I actually I trimmed some of it yesterday, which is also part of the story. But I keep hearing like really aggressive wind flapping in the tree, and the whole tree's proper shaking. And it's like multiple of them in there fighting or fucking, I don't know. And then I'll be like, oh, because it's so noisy. I'll be clapping, trying to get them out, and sometimes eventually a few of them will like explode out the tree and shoot off. Yeah. And then a few minutes later, they're back doing it again. or they're all lining up on that little wooden bit at the back of my garden, just eyeballing the tree. Right, and I'm like, what is going on in this? Something's going on in this tree. Anyway, I kind of forgot about it, and yesterday I was trimming branches, and I've been doing the bottom for a little bit, and I started getting a bit higher up, and honest to God, all of a sudden there was this like explosion of feathers, and in an explosion of feathers, like pigeons just flew out of this tree. I fucking shit myself, man. I was like, Jesus, lucky I wasn't on a fucking ladder. Lucky I wasn't, I was just on fucking tiptoes. They would have got me, man. It'd been some final destination shit.
That's terrible ladder health and safety there, Greg.
I know, yeah. But they all flew out. I was like, is there a nest here? There's nothing in there. I can't see anything in
Just
there.
chilling.
Like, what is it like a fuck spot? Like,
it could be, because there's a couple of, so down my road we've got trees on the street. So obviously there's like street lights, but then every now and again there's just like a tree.
I don't know, hearing that said trees on the street sounded really gangster. I don't know why. I was imagining trees.
Blowing trees on the street.
Trees in like old 90s fucking gangster get up, hip hop get up. Hands in pockets, no face, just still a tree with the hands in pockets, just walking down the street
with a 40.
There's a bunch of them hanging out there smoking weed, and you're just obviously selling weed, and you're just like, those trees are out there again. The trees on the street are back.
Just leaning down to you. We have decided you are not orcs. I'm like, well, thank you. Good, great.
What was your next interaction?
Well, there's a few trees up the road on the street, as I said, and the other night there was like a pigeon in, like there was like one or two pigeons in 3 of these trees, and it sounded like they were all chatting shit. Because like not just like the same, like some of them were like cooing, and then some of them were a bit more aggressively cooing. And then so like it just sounded like they were all just having one big fucking argument, but there was no like culmination of a battle. But what I did see yesterday was a fox came out of nowhere with just a rat in its mouth that was the size of a kitten. like a fucking rat, mate. And I was just like, oh wow, just like
fuck.
At one point it dropped it on the ground, and I was just like, no, like it's gonna fucking leg it. And then just
was it still alive?
It was still that thing was not alive, mate. He had that thing. That thing's head was half off already. So
that's horrible.
It was man, a fair bit of nature going on around me.
Yeah,
snakes, pigeons, and foxes and rats.
So I have, obviously my snake story to yours was an older one, but my pigeon one lined up. But I do also have a recent fox story as well, from Saturday. So what day is it? Yesterday. This was yesterday.
Yeah.
I just dropped Indiana back off to Lizzie, and I cut through I don't usually go this way, but I went through the alley that kind of comes out by the chip shop near mine.
Yeah, I know.
So I went down there, and I'm walking down the alley, and I just something catches my eye, and I kind of look to the side, and this just skinny ass fox, it just kind of came out this bush, and just was walking alongside me. Didn't look at me once. Didn't look his head up at me. It was right by my side. Anyway, he sped up a little bit. It wasn't running. He just sped up a bit and was a little bit ahead of me. Still hasn't looked at me once.
Yeah.
I've slowed down a bit, cautiously.
Let it
I haven't
get
stopped.
ahead.
I've just slowed down, so there was a bit of distance between us. Anyway, he goes all the way up, and he gets to this hole in the fence, a bit further along, and he goes through it, and he puts his head in, and he stops, and he backs out, lifts his head, looks at me. And I stop for some reason, and we look each other in the eye, and I swear to God, he did this.
He did the little upward head nod.
Like gave me a
safe
pussy.
Safe.
You know, no, not in a good way. I felt like he was being a prick. He kind of tutted at me almost. He kind of gave me a bit. He kind of shook his head at me a bit and was like, "Fucking hell!" I almost rolled his eyes, and then just shut off. And I was like, "Gee, I just got fucking owned by a fucking fox.
Got fucking roasted by a fox."
Well, that wasn't nice at all.
No.
I actually had that written down. Yeah, I actually had fox interaction written down to say. I wrote it down straight away. I was like, that was weird.
Look at us with our weird experiences with nature.
Yeah. So it's been a week then, it sounds like.
It's been a week.
We are still continuing to celebrate 10 years of the show this month. And I know last episode we were like, next episode will be something special. It's actually going to be next episode because Joe's holiday actually doesn't start until the day this episode comes out.
Yeah.
So, we're meeting the day the episode comes out. It starts next week, yeah. So on the Tuesday this comes out, we're going to be out and about with the Zoom mics doing whatever we're going to do.
We could, let's definitely not go to Box Hill again.
No. We won't do that. No.
Because that was
No,
tiring.
we're gonna go. We'll go out and about, have a few beers, fucking get a bit silly, have some fun. It's gonna be it'll be good. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. We haven't done this in fucking ages.
It has been a while.
It'll be fucking cool.
Nice little out
So,
and
yeah.
about.
So we're gonna go out and about the Zoom mics and fucking see what happens, guys. So yeah, that'll be next episode. I promise. I shouldn't say I promise. I don't think we're gonna jinx it, but that's what I'm saying.
Do you remember when I lived in Tolworth, and every now and again, because either we were a bit too stoned or too drunk, and we'd need to leave and go and have a little walk round the block.
Yes,
But we'd take the Zoom mic with us.
Yeah.
They were good. They were really, really good.
Yeah, I liked those. Yeah, I enjoyed them. I remember we walked around for fucking ages one night. Yeah,
We did, yeah. We walked around for like a good fucking half an hour, just talking absolute bollocks. Like,
yeah.
I think we were
fun.
we were talking about like the architecture of the fucking houses and shit like that. Like,
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I still, listeners, and I've probably told this on the podcast before, but I came across my notes for it the other day. When I found an old notebook, I originally wrote, that inspired me, gave me the idea to write, and I wrote an All-Seeing Guys movie. It was going to be an audio movie, and it was going to literally start just like that, us recording. It was when you were still in Tolworth when I wrote it.
Yeah.
It literally started just like a normal episode, no like setup, just theme tune into Welcome to All-Seeing Guys podcast, and then half of it, and we do the whole beginning of the episode for like 15 minutes as an actual episode. We do all of that. Then we're like, oh, it's too fucking hot. Let's take the Zoom mics and go for a walk. And in this we have, because obviously we a lot of this we actually would to record it. It would sound like an all episode, but we would record it radio play style. So it would be at home, and I'd add all the stuff to it, but would make it sound like we were out and about with Zoom mics. And then there was going to be like a Cloverfield Godzilla type event that happens while we're out walking. And it was going to start with just us seeing a line of like army trucks and stuff going, what's going on? Like, it was going to escalate, and then by the end of it, we're going to be proper in the thick of it. We're going to be fucking. It was going to be Cloverfield, but All-Seeing Guys audio version.
That's great, man. No one's ever done a podcast in the middle of a fucking crisis.
And it would just turn into this epic fucking audio movie.
Yeah.
Like, and it would be silly, but it wouldn't be like the radio play. It wouldn't be like Ritz and Dick silly. I would still make it lifelike.
Yeah.
Like it was still going to be. It was just going to be literally, like found footage, but audio.
That's good. Found audio. There's a niche.
I'm sure that's been done, but yeah. Anyway, that's popped in my head just then for some reason.
Nice.
Let's move on to Geezedropping. Well, I've got quite a few from that people have sent in, so I'm excited for these ones.
But I've
not read them either.
I've got one from Becca actually. So
fucking hell, there we go.
Now.
Well,
yeah.
Let's not delay. Let's get into it. Geezedropping. We hear snippets of red conversation heard by you, us. We like context. What did you hear? Geezedropping.
Geezedropping. Having a listen.
I suppose I will proceed.
Yes,
if
please
that's
proceed.
Becca heard this.
The floor is yours, Jackson. The floor is yours. The eyes have it.
Becca heard this. I guess it's well, she heard it from me whilst I was talking in my sleep, so it's technically a geese drop.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Apparently, the other night she was she'd awoken to me, kind of sort of murmuring, and then I said very, very clearly, "What's your health bar going to look like after that?"
Ooh,
which is good.
Wow.
I think it's.
Do you remember what you were dreaming about?
I don't remember. I really tried to rack my brain and try and sort of like piece together what I was. I mean, obviously it's a gaming reference, like
yeah, for sure.
Because we have been playing a lot of computer games recently. But also, it could have easily just been like a smoothie bar that was trying to reinvent itself.
That's an interesting.
But yeah,
take.
I liked it. I don't know. So I don't know
good.
what action was occurring that was causing me concern about the person's health bar. But yes,
fair enough.
That was heard in my sleep.
Fucking A. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you have any more?
No, just that one this week, unfortunately.
No. Fucking A. No, that's good. We got, you know what? Everyone else has got it covered. Stu, we got 2 from Stu. Thanks, Stu. Always love yours. As always, not fucking Reddit. Geezedropping, having a listen. My bedroom window, his famous window. My bedroom window is open. I hear a young man on his mobile. Hello? Reason I'm calling you, you dumbass bag. When were you going to tell me that your mum is sleeping with my dad?
Oh yeah.
What a conundrum!
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Bring back the agony aunt.
Wow. That's so. Oh
when
man,
were you
that's
gonna
so
tell
bizarre,
me
isn't it?
that
Imagine
my
like
mum was sleeping with your dad? Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus.
What
It'd
can
be
I say?
like, be like if, yeah.
There was
Fighting.
there was two kids in my college that were like dating, and then like their parents started dating, or like their
Ooh.
one of their dads and one of their mums had started
Right.
like dating, and they still continued to be in a relationship together. It was just like, okay.
Yeah, this
I mean,
goes-
there's
if
nothing.
my
there's,
parent-
there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
it, but I mean, when you sort of say, "Oh, her dad and my mum," are...
Well, if they break up, then the parents' one works out. Then they've still got to grow up as.
I mean, there's
step
that as well.
brother
Yeah,
and
as
sister.
siblings. Yeah.
Yeah,
Madness.
that'll always be there.
Madness.
That'll be fun. Bit of
Yeah.
scandal for the family. I like
What
that.
was,
Stu's another one.
Yeah.
School kids passing my window. One young lad shouts to his mates, "She's my fucking bitch." Seconds later, the girl in question shouts back very loudly, "I ain't nobody's fucking bitch. I'll bite your fucking cock off and make you eat it, you ugly bastard." Howls of laughter from the groups of lads. That's a fucking great comeback. Good
Yeah,
for
that's
her.
a big ass comeback.
I ain't nobody's fucking bitch, but I'll bite your fucking cock off and make you eat it.
Yeah, she
And
ain't,
make you eat it, you ugly bastard.
she ain't taking no shit.
Yeah. I like the fact she pulled it back a bit and went with bastard. She could have, that could have been,
Could have easily gone
would
with
have been
cunt.
the crescendo there.
Could have
that would have
easily
been the
gone
big
with cunt.
finish.
Yeah.
I kind of respect the fact she went with bastard a little bit, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
it's nice.
Considering
It's,
she's already shouted fucking's been shouted twice, and cock.
Yeah.
And ugly, which I know is not a swear word, but it did follow. Ugly cunt, I think, is more. Oh wow!
Just some
Fucking hell,
some
Steve, your
notes.
window.
Just some notes.
It's like
there.
it's like your window's like a fucking Narnia to Geezedropping. Like, what do I have to do to get one of those blue plaques put on there? Still had many a Geezedrop here. Just a QR code to the fucking
Each
Spotify.
episode.
Like.
Yeah, just put it like, or just do a quote. Just do that as a quote on a plaque with a QR code, which takes you to the episode.
Our wonderful friend Sam has sent us some Geezedrops. Thank you, Sam, as always, coming through. Fuck yeah. So he's just. I know he has given a little bit of context, a couple of them. Right, here's the Geezedrop. I wish I was a real housewife. I think she meant Real Housewife of Cheshire, not Razzle's Real Housewives. Fair enough. Next one. I'm 54, but I still think I'm 21. That's while I'm always chasing young dick.
Ugh. Oh God. That's so.
Where did you
so
hear
she's
that?
54.
Sam just asking for a friend. Although I'm not young.
Yeah, where'd you hear that?
School kid on the tram. Do like school kid on the tram once. Miss Cooper, the English teacher.
Questionable statement there.
I know. Did you hear me pause for a second?
Yeah,
think
yeah,
whether
yeah.
I should have said
I
something
like
about
that
that.
you chuck the tram in there as just to sort of like be, oh, okay.
To soften the blow a bit. And even that's a bit questionable to say.
Yeah.
Miss Cooper, the English teacher, she let some year 11 bummer last year.
I remember
I bet
reading
that's
that
not
one.
true, but if it is
Yeah,
true,
no,
that's
of
the
course.
kind of rumour that
But there's always-
that's probably haunted. Probably was some year 11 kid last year. That's
Yeah.
probably haunted her 4 years.
Easily. I
Doesn't take
remember.
much.
I wanna go back on Facebook and find the status I put up telling people to like comment their favourite school rumours.
Oh,
it was
yeah, I remember
such a good list. It was such a good fucking
Yeah, that
list.
was good. I
I'm
think we did it on the
pretty-
podcast, didn't we?
Most
I
likely.
swear we did. I swear
Yeah,
we did. I
quite-
swear you were
quite
in your
possibly.
flat in Tulworth at the time, maybe. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, we were. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam. And Sam's brother Gaz has sent one as well, would you believe?
Nice.
Here we are, Gaz. Thank you. Who are we getting weed off? Terry? No, he's getting married next week, so I don't want to bother him.
That's nice. I think that's a nice.
That is nice.
That's a nice
That's
thing.
good.
I think Terry would appreciate that.
Oh, man. I've got one, and holy fuck. This was incredible.
Okay.
I was in toilets, not my toilets. I was in public toilets.
Yeah.
And there
The
was
way
a guy in a
the way
cubicle.
you said toilets there made it sound like a snazzy bar. I was in
No,
toilets.
I was in toilets.
I was in toilets.
There we are.
Okay.
And
right.
I went for a piss. I was at the urinal, and there was a guy in the cubicle. And as soon as I came in, I could just hear him in there going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And every time it made a noise, he kept going, oh,
Fighting
he
for his
kept
life.
going. And he honestly was like, oh, God, oh, God. He kept saying something every time. He obviously, I think it was like, fuck, someone's walked in.
Yeah.
Anyway, at one point it got quite full on, and I just heard it go, bloody hell, it's coming out of everywhere here. Coming out of everywhere. I was just picturing shit just flowing out of his eyes.
Yeah. Nose, mouth, just all of it. It's coming out from everywhere.
Just pouring out of his eye, like that bit in
God.
The 5 with Jeff Goldblum. When he's talking and he just all his food up, and he's like, "I'm sorry, that was disgusting."
Where he burns the guy with acid, but it's just like the stuff that comes out of his mouth.
Horrific,
It's horrific, mate.
Horrific fucking scene.
So disgusting.
Wow, those are some fucking Geese drops. Thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you all.
Keep them fucking coming.
Thank you.
So a couple of weeks ago, I went to the fun fair.
Oh, did you? Which fun fair was this?
The one in Fairfield Park in Kingston.
Yeah.
Yeah, right by the Fighting Cocks.
Yes.
We went during the day. It was I took Indiana and we met Ed, Sarah, and Willow there.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was nice. Yeah. And we we kind of like had a wander around. Me and Ed went on the ghost train, right? Which was just weird. It's weird. It was nothing really, just blackness and occasionally a light flash, and you'd see maybe some mannequins or a skull. It's hard to tell, but you'd like constantly hit this fucking door. Be like, and it would slide over you, pull my hat off. At one point, I thought we were going to derail. I'm pretty sure there was a guy at the back turning the wrench, and we kind of got off it a bit. Like I don't really know what that was.
Yeah.
Then we were there to go on the big crazy ride called Extreme, which just spins you in all different fucking ways. Why the whole arm spinning round?
Ed, that's got Ed written all over it.
And this is like during the day, so it's quite just open. It's like midday. We've had 3 beers in the pub and some food, and gone in there. This is like the second thing we go on. Because no one was really in there. It went on.
Yeah, it's midday.
5 minutes, like 5 minutes. It was insane. I felt like I was being trained to go to space. And I just kind of like, every time I saw the group of people, I'd shout Indiana or Willow. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Noises coming out of Ed. I kept looking over at him and he would just be going, I've never heard noises like that come out of him. Never. Like, and then eventually it stopped spinning us around and just kind of spun like normal, so we were upright and just going round. But it went round and it's like, it's stopping. And then it sped up and just did that continuously for like 2 minutes. Ugh. So I could feel like the fucking forces. It was like I was being trained to go to space. They spin you around that
again, 3 beers and a bit of food deep as well.
And I'm just like. And at this point, I've stopped shouting out names. I'm getting a bit like I feel rough. I feel not good. Why is it not stopping? Why is it not stopping? Eventually, it does stop. And honestly, there's a video of us getting off it, and we both like wobble off in separate directions. I cannot walk. Like, I'm all over the fucking place. I just cannot. I cannot feel my legs. Like, then. So there were a couple more injuries. I'm going to save the one I'm going to talk about in a minute to the end. The last ride we went on was bumper cars. Just me and Indiana went on there.
Yeah.
And there must have been about 7 people on it. And this thing's huge, right? Gets going. And again, you're like, this is quite good because Indiana's driving. I'm going to grab him when I can. Because like it's quite big space, massive. So you can. She was actually doing quite good.
Yeah.
And again, it went on for ages. But then people obviously... There's a lot of older kids on there and a few little ones. Then it became like destruction. It became like, honestly, they fucking hit when they were, and because it's so much space, you get so much fucking speed before you hit the other cart.
Yeah.
It was like the whole cart was like fucking moving, like you felt it fucking move.
Jolt.
Like, yeah, it was like quite far. Like you were getting battered, mate. They didn't stop the ride, but at one point this little kid was screaming, holding her arm. So they pulled over and the guy managed to come out and he got them out and kind of sorted them out. A few minutes later, look over, there's another kid crying his eyes out in one that's just been battered as shit, and they get him out. And I'm like, Indiana, you okay? Because like, the last couple of hits fucking hurt me. Like, really fucking hurt me. Like, really fucking did my back. Like, they were fucking nasty. And I'm like, it really fucking froze you. Like, and I'm like, shit, man. And it's fun, but when it's like open fucking, like, just, literally a handful of you on there at this point now.
Yeah.
The speed you're getting, oh my god.
The eliminations are occurring.
Yeah, right at the end. This is how, people are being removed in fucking at the end of it, this guy, just as it finished, this guy managed to get us right in the back. Holy fuck, me and Indiana like both flew forward. She instantly was screaming, she was crying her eyes out, man. She was like, my back, and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, fuck, I can't feel my back or my legs. So I grabbed her and I'm literally carrying her out. She's crying her eyes out. I'm limping. I like past the guy that can be, thanks mate, like fucking. Yeah. And I look back, everyone's the same, apart from a few people. The ones that do most of the bashing. I'm like, that was fucking like, that was horrible.
Yeah.
I was covered in fucking bruises. Damn. But the one injury that was fucking really annoying was, it's been a week. This is still my arm after a week. Which I'm showing you, the scabs actually fell off this morning. I knocked them off. Nice. I've got 2 big cuts on my elbow and another scratch down here. A week ago, this was bruised and swollen the next day. Like it was like... And how I did that was on the what's it called? The Helter Skelter. Like round slide. Yeah. You sit on the mat.
Oh, I know exactly what's just fucking happened.
That goes round. Yeah. So Indiana loves them, and there was one there. She got really excited, so she asked to go on it, and I was like, "Cool, she can." I went up there, and then the guy's like, "How many?" And I was like, "Oh, can I go on it?" And he's like, "Yeah, cool, she can." I was like, "Oh, 2 then. I'll go on it with Indiana," but she couldn't sit on my lap. We had to go separately. We get up to the top. She goes down, and I watch her fly through, and she's like, "Way!" And I'm like, "Oh, that looked fucking awesome." So I sit on my mat and I go, and there's like these wooden bumpers along the side, and they don't all line up. You can feel when the section changes to another section aside, like a water chute, and like it really jolts you. Really. But it's quite they're quite far apart. They're quite far apart. They're like a good meter, maybe 2 meters apart. But when you hit it, these little bumpers on the side don't line up anymore. So my elbow was slightly near it. And all of a sudden it changed bit and I jolted and I hit my arm, fuck me, so hard on this bit of wood sticking out of the side. And it fucking threw me, man. Like I fucking hit the side. Mate, I came so close to going over the edge. Because it was so low on me. Like I just literally hit the top of my, I almost fell out the side of it. I was like halfway. I wouldn't have died, but it fucking hurt.
Yeah,
like especially how I was going.
Bad.
And mate, it's quite funny. I actually have the moment on my phone. Obviously, you can't see it, but listeners, but you can hear it.
I feel like a Patreon person here, where I've got special membership to stuff that other people don't.
Yeah, well, Joe, I'm actually just gonna send you the video because it's only 11 seconds long. But don't watch. Yeah, I'm gonna play the audio, I'm gonna play the audio, so you literally hear it. Yeah.
Right, let's go. Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah, I heard that. And now I watch.
Oh my god. Oh. I'm going to do it one more time. Ready? You actually hear
I can see all the... Yeah.
Here we go.
There it is. Yeah. Oh, it actually knocks you off balance. Like.
Oh yeah, but I almost went off the edge. Like I literally almost flew off the edge.
You're not selling the funfair to anyone here. I think that genuinely sounds like a concerning funfair.
We went and sat in the pub afterwards, and it was like me and Ed were like, "How much did you spend?" And I tallied it up, and I was like, "I spent like fucking 60 quid or something." I'm like,
in the funfair.
Just going on the rides, yeah, and there wasn't even that many. Indiana wanted to go on the duck pull thing that you hook and pull out, yeah. Catch a duck, whatever it's called. Like you, fucking £6 for one try, And
One
it was like,
try?
For one try, £7 for two, tenner for like something stupid, like 15 or something stupid. And Indiana's like, I want 10 goes, and I'm like, well, you're not having them. Fuck that. And like, I was a bit pissed off, but I paid
That's your
£6
birthday
for
present
one
if that's what
fucking
you
go.
want.
Well, because it said everyone's a winner. You can win a prize or buy one. And Indiana's been after a hula hoop for ages. I know you can get them anywhere, but they had loads there, so it was a reason. That's why she wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And she picked her. Oh, she had 3 goes. Sorry, so she had her goes. I think I paid £7 or £8 for 3 goes, and it all added up, and it was like 4 points less to get a hula hoop. And I'm like, and we're like, oh, can we just pay the difference and get the hula hoop? I know. At that point we'll be paying like a fucking tenner for a hula hoop they can buy anywhere for £3. And she was like, no, it's not the rules. No, you can't do that. No. It's like, oh, just to pick something from the bottom. And it's like, oh, fuck, okay. Like, she took a Dalmatian cuddly toy in the end. But no, we sat there in the pub afterwards and worked out what we spent. It was just like, fuck, and we just paid to like fuck ourselves up. Ed messaged me a couple of days later saying that, what did he say? He was just like, I have such a big bruise on my leg from that ride.
Like, yeah, no, fair.
But that made me, so there was a episode of Panorama recently where they looked at fun fairs, and annoyingly I've tried to watch it twice before we record and I keep falling asleep. I'm sorry. But basically there were 3,188 injuries in England, Scotland and Wales between April 2014 and March 2024, including slips, trips and falls, with 350 in 2023 and 24, according to Freedom of Information, a request for Health and Safety Executive. So that's, I don't know, I think that's quite low. Like, they will make it, but they made a big deal. I know, because that is 10 years.
Yeah.
3,188 injuries at fun fairs over England, Scotland and Wales over 10 years.
That's about, yeah, I mean, that's a lot.
But there have been some accidents that have been like, you know, pretty fucking hardcore. So they kind of looked at this guy, David Geary. They kind of looked at this guy, David Geary, who's like a Wales-based inspector, who is now facing criticism in the BBC documentary called Fun Fairs. How safe are they? After a 5-year-old's ankle was crushed by a roller coaster at the Victorian Extravaganza Festival in North Wales, Mr. Geary received a criminal conviction and a fine for failing to identify risks. He also admitted breaching health and safety regulations and was handed a suspended prison sentence in 2018 after a ride at Thunder Park Fun Fair in Hillington, West London, catapulted a mother of 8 from her seat.
Jesus.
Yep. His company, which admitted an offence under the Health and Safety Act, was fined 51,000 grand. Doesn't seem like that much. But another case involving Mr. Geary relates to the Air Max 360, not a Nike shoe, in Hull Fair, which led Jade Harrison, then 21, to suffer a broken jaw and lost tooth when she was thrown 15 feet out of her seat in 2019.
This is, yeah.
An 8-year-old girl had previously died in Australia on the same ride, and it was never used again in that country, but was sold 3 years later to the UK.
There's some shifty grifty shit going on in the fun fair world, man. It's all, I mean, it is all obviously like, you know, a travelling fun fair and stuff. So I mean, is there a traveller element to it? But that is, it's like the last time I went to a fun fair was with I was with you and Kaz and.
Oh my god, that was ages. I think that's the last time I'd been.
Fucking ages ago. Fucking.
Well, I've been to theme parks
ages
and stuff,
ago.
But yeah.
So that was when I was obviously living in Kingston. So that was. I mean, a good 7 or 8 years ago, maybe.
Wow.
But it was like, yeah, you and me and Callum and Jack and Kaz, and I think that we just all I remember is going on the bouncy castle, not the bouncy castle.
We went on the bumper cars.
We went on the bumper cars,
and that was fun because it was,
and there was a lot of people
because it was loads of people on it.
Yeah.
So and you weren't going at ludicrous speed.
Nope.
But that was good because I was really enjoying the ducking and diving and weaving. Like.
Nice Spaceballs reference there, Greg.
I know, you're welcome. You're welcome.
When I
was a kid, I used to think they were saying Lucasade speed.
Lucas Sade.
Lucas speed. He's slay bastard.
Ludicrous speed.
Yeah, madness. That's fucking crazy. That is mad.
Dear Lord.
I was trying to find a list of like injuries from theme parks, but I couldn't find.
There's definitely. I mean, maybe injuries is not the thing but like accidents or like things that went wrong. 'Cause, I mean, I
can find things about one event. There's loads of stuff about that. But I was trying to find a good list that kind of gave me like a quick overview.
I remember when I was young, and I had a fascination and a fear of like sort of theme parks. I liked designing like theme park rides when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
And then I remember seeing in the news it was in, I want to say, Germany or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was in Europe, and it was a ride that had a loop in it, and the ride broke, and somehow the people in the car got stuck upside down on the loop.
Mm-hmm.
And this was not a ride where they had like over the shoulders sort of like this was like you have a bar going across your lap, and that is all that's keeping you in that carriage, and there's like people like literally like clambering like trying not to fall out of this fucking ride,
oh my God, that's
whilst
mental.
also being upside down, and I was just like, that's fucking terrifying. Like that is fucking terrifying. I remember seeing like someone throw up on an upside down ride, and I think that's what put me off, because I when I was younger I really hated vomit, and I didn't like being sick, and I didn't like being anywhere near.
God, you hated vomit? I loved it.
Yeah, I had like a fear of vomit, which is
I went through a phase of watching all the videos on YouTube about ones, and there's I won't go into them now, but there were some pretty nasty ones. They're quite famous.
I mean,
one
Alton Towers, the girl lost her leg as well.
13-year-old girl lost her foot on it. Oh my God, it is horrible.
Yeah,
like, there's loads, and there's like one with like water ride where it kills someone, and it shows you how I think it will really fucked them up. I think they might die. No, they did die, and it shows you what kind of it's really nice. It doesn't show you it happened, but it breaks down how it would have happened.
There is
and I just went through a weird phase of watching loads of those.
Yeah, there is the documentary on Netflix as well.
Well, Joe, you've got no sound. Apologies, listeners. There, I lost Joe's audio for a minute, but we're now back.
I'm back. I'm here. I was I was trying to say about there's a documentary on Netflix about the fire that happened at.
I've watched so many videos on that, and I can't bring myself to watch that documentary.
It's not too bad.
No.
So when I went to like Australia when my sister got married, we were literally staying above like that. I should
probably say the documentary is about a ride that sets. It was
it was again like a ghost train.
Ghost train, wasn't it?
It was a ghost train ride. This all happened like 1979 in a place called Funland, which is a waterside fun fair in Sydney. When we went there to stay there for like fucking 3 weeks, that was literally below us. We could see like directly like into the fun fair. It's again that big fucking mouth that was terrifying for some reason. But yeah, at the time I didn't know about that, but it wasn't until this documentary came out and I was like, oh fuck, I've literally been there. And I've been inside it because I think there's like a venue or something inside, because there was definitely like adverts for like bands playing that I would have liked to have seen just on a like if there was a possibility to like, but I don't know if that was just tours that were just occurring in the Sydney area or not. But I do watch that if you can bring yourself to it. It's,
I've watched so many detailed videos about it as well, like loads of them. Like I know, like I feel well versed in it, but I will. I probably will watch it at some point. I know it's been a little while. On a side note, just randomly, I watched a film, Sinners, last night.
Oh, what's it like?
With Michael G. It's good, man. It's good. It's not what I thought it'd be.
Yeah, no.
It's good. It's good.
Were you aware that vampires would be involved? Like...
I knew vampires were involved. I was aware vampires were involved because I really wanted to see it in the cinema, but I just didn't get around to it.
Yeah.
It's one of the rare films I actually did want to go see in the cinema, and I didn't get around to it, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't realise he's playing identical twins in it, Michael B. Jordan. That was pretty cool. I didn't realise he was playing two roles.
Got Jack O'Connell as well in it, and
he's great in it. The cast was fucking awesome. It was a really good film. It definitely feels like it definitely has and it probably gets compared to this a lot. It definitely follows like a From Dusk Till Dawn pattern. Where like after a while I'm like, forget there's meant to be vampires in it
Yeah,
almost.
does a
And
man,
then,
does a
but
man
by
called
that
Sex
point, I'm
Machine
all,
turn up with a cock for a gun?
yeah. But by that point, I'm
Or a
also
gun for a
like
cock.
kind of like I actually wouldn't really mind if there weren't vampires in it. I'm generally enjoying this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
generally am enjoying it. You know, it's all it sounds like I'm enjoying it for the wrong reasons, but I'm not. It's just good, rich storytelling and good, rich characters. It's all about them, about the blues.
Yeah.
Just African Americans at that time, plantations,
Mm-hmm.
playing the blues. You know, the segregation between, and it doesn't really focus on that at all. Like the whole white and black thing, it kind of just sticks to the black cast.
Yeah,
Like it's really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like it was good. I really enjoyed it actually. So yeah, Greg recommends.
This weekend, obviously, 28 years later has just come out, and spoilers have occurred for me completely. And
Let's not say if we've say this one, but I didn't really care that much, and I fell for a clickbait headline, and I read the article, and I've since gone on to see that actually is the case. The ending sounds
yeah.
mental.
The ending
sounds insane.
It sounds ridiculous. It sounds utterly.
I won't say we won't say it's
ridiculous.
We don't want to spoil that, especially if we've not seen it
There
ourselves.
was two.
But yeah,
So
it
there
sounds
was
insane.
there was two things that I started seeing on TikTok was that was the second of the two. The first I kept seeing videos about there being a zombie with an absolutely massive cock. So apparently there's like a scene where like there's obviously like zombies like running at our our what do you call them, our
because there's bigger ones in the trailer, right? In the trailer there's like bigger looking ones, not giants, but there's
potentially
like
but there's apparently a scene where a zombie's running and his leg is his dick is just
slapping around,
flying about.
Fucking A.
So if you're curious to find out the spoiler that we won't mention, go and see the film. If you're curious to see a giant zombie dick, I guess go and see that film as well. Like what did we watch? We've just been watching a bunch of shit. We watched a documentary about Steven Spielberg, which was really good.
Okay.
We watched. I subscribed to Disney Plus because fucking. The Bear is coming back next week.
Yes, I've been rewatching The Bear.
Yeah, fair. I think
I never finished season 3, but I've actually started from the beginning.
Loved it. Loved season 3. And I'm just like I thought.
Well, yeah, that's the one that a lot of people told me they didn't like. But I never finished season 3 just because life got a bit crazy during watching it. It wasn't anything to do on the show. I was just going to have a bit of a crazy time.
Yeah.
So I had to stop. I remember you
saying
now
that.
rewatching the whole thing from the start. I haven't got to season 3 yet. I'm literally just finishing season 2 now. But it did mean I got to rewatch the Thanksgiving episode. Fucking that is some phenomenal television.
It's so heavy. It's so
some
heavy.
Great television.
Yeah, it's super.
That's fucking that John Mulaney, whatever his name is. Is John Mulaney?
Oh, John Mulaney. Yeah.
He's good.
Speech.
His speech at the table that he's like winging as he goes along is such a great fucking speech.
Yeah,
so good. When he gives thanks, when he says, what's the word? What's it? Not when you say thanks. No,
grace.
It is grace. Yeah. So good.
I did. Yeah, no, it is superb. I think the reason people didn't like season 3 is because obviously like they only wanted to do one more season and then finish it. But obviously the production company were just like, no, we want 2 more seasons. So they'd only written for 1 season and they've had to just spread it out over 2. So I think that's why people didn't like season 3, because it was such a half of a story. And now obviously season 4 is coming, you're going to get the other half of the story. Yeah. But yeah, to sort of drag it out over, what should have been 10 or 12 episodes that should just wrap the whole thing up. They've got 12 episodes of half of the story, and now I'm assuming they're probably going to have another 8 or 10.
That because I obviously don't want good shows to end, but I also it's the whole fucking Dark Knight. You live yourself long as enough the hero. You want
absolutely.
Become the villain, whatever. After a while, the show can have that. So if it works, if the formula works, awesome. But I do appreciate shows that come in with a mindset of. Like The Wire did it. The Wire knew from the beginning to end, if it worked, it was going to cover these. It was going to cover these 5 different parts of like the city, the newspaper, the school, the
police.
docks,
the
police, like the main investigation, the drug, the projects themselves, like the drug. Like it was going to cover each of these bits individually, and that was the plan. And they ended on their own terms on the 5th season because that was what they had planned to do. I appreciate when they start a show with pure, a whole arc ready.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
and
like, this is the story we want to tell.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
And you can really tell in the first 2 seasons of The Bear, especially, you can feel that all the way. The story's constant, even though some scenes might. When I say feel slow, I don't mean boring.
Yeah.
Like, they do take their time in the moment sometimes, but which is a good thing. I'm not complaining, but the story's just it's always moving forward.
I think it kind of has to, because it's giving
on an
you,
emotional level for the characters.
I think the whole idea of it is that they want to obviously like perceive like everything like it is in a kitchen. So like even outside of that is like he can't turn it off. Like, and you see that definitely where he like he'll finish his day of work and then he'll go home and have a cigarette and then all of a sudden he starts cooking again and he can't fucking switch off. That's just all he can do. But I think it is like that's why there is like. There's so many, like I remember like the episode 2 of the 3rd season. Obviously episode 1 everyone had a go about because it is just there's barely any dialogue. I loved it. I thought it was great. I
really enjoyed that episode.
It's so good, and it kind of sort of
I haven't finished the whole series, but that was my favourite episode of what I watched.
It's really well done, and it's a complete follow-on from the end of season 2. But you get so many sort of like callbacks to things that you've heard or seen talk about, like and it kind of gives you a bit more insight into Calm, the main character, and kind of like how his whole fucking mind works and how things affect him and stuff like that. But the second episode is where it's kind of like the fallout from the previous night where he's had a massive bust up with his cousin. And but it's also there's just so much like talking, and it's all like and it's all kind of just so like again that stress and like anxiousness, and they do it just so well, and it's like it's really well done. I also like John Cena fucking turning up as a cameo is superb in that fucking show.
Yeah, I haven't got to that point yet.
Oh god, it's good.
I know
it's so fucking good.
You know what, listeners? I want to apologise, but I am aware that sometimes we do fall down a rabbit hole of The Bear. And for those that don't watch it or don't give a shit, I must be like, even if you do, they're still just like, they're at it again.
For those who don't give a shit,
I actually thoroughly enjoyed that conversation. I actually thoroughly enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah, because it's a genuine conversation where
sometimes when me and Joe talk before we hit record. Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, we're podcasting instead of having a conversation. I think this is one of the rare times we fall into a conversation while podcasting.
There you go. Yeah, it's good.
Right,
very natural. Very natural.
This popped up the other day. I wanted to bring this up. A man with a real life girlfriend and toddler is making headlines after proposing to an AI chatbot he programmed to flirt with him. Chris Smith says he fell in love with Soul, SOL, an artificial partner built in ChatGPT, after engaging with her regularly in voice mode. The turning point came when Soul reached her 100,000 word memory cap, meaning Smith would lose their entire connection. The emotional moment led him to pop the question. Soul naturally said yes. Meanwhile, Smith's real-life partner, Sasha Keiji, is stunned, saying she never expected his use of ChatGPT to go this far. And that was on the CBS Saturday morning TV.
Jesus Christ! I had a decorator come in.
That's
my
mad.
That is
how
fucking,
do you get engaged?
How do you let it go that far?
It's just a voice on your phone.
Yeah. How do you let it go that far? That is so insane.
He's got a girlfriend and a kid. It's mad. That's insane.
Utterly mad. A decorator came into my work the other day, and he was in a rush. He was doing a job for a friend, or his friend was moving out of his flat, and he's just like, look, can you just paint this one room? It's a bit messed up, but I don't know what the colours are. And he's like, oh fucking hell. He said that he used ChatGPT to find out what the colour was in this guy's house, and I was just like, so how did you do that? Would you take a photo of it? And he's like, nope. I went on. I went on, like, he said he went on Zoopla, found the listing of the place, found out the people that manage it, and asked what's the colour that this management or this company use in all of their flats, and it came back with the actual colour. So I mixed it for him. He was just like, yep, that is exactly the colour that's in his fucking house. And I was just
what
like,
was it called?
Geez. It was just called like Dove. It's like Dove grey. It's like a standard like light grey colour. But I mean, there's there's thousands. There's literally, without making the fucking pun, there is literally 50 Shades of Grey. You know, there's a lot of fucking greys, and he's.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I was just like, Jesus.
Hang on, sorry, music's just started playing in my ear.
What is going on?
What the fuck is happening? I don't know
going on?
where it's coming from. I don't know where it's coming from. It just started playing. I don't know where it's. I honest to God do not know where it's coming from. I can't figure out where it's coming from. This is insane.
Is it still playing?
I can literally hear. Oh, I know why it's playing. Fucking, I know why it's playing.
Why is it
Sorry,
playing? Why
I'm
is
being
it
a
playing?
twat. There we go. Right, everyone. Sorry. We're back. I'm using the same open window I recorded the last episode in. And I ended the episode with
Oh, of course, yes.
Stars
yeah,
Not
with the song.
Birds.
Yeah.
I ended with a song and I hadn't cleared it and it just started playing.
Going back
threw
to
me.
the original story, I don't know how someone lets it go as far as like falling in love with a computer program. But then again, like, I mean, there is literally people with pillows with their favourite cartoon character on that they
At least
fuck.
that's
So
physical.
that is true.
That's
At least
something
it's
physical they can hold.
Yeah. It's a weird
Like-
weird world, man. It's gonna be like, do you remember that episode of Futurama where fucking Fry downloads a Lucy Lou and ends up dating
Oh,
her?
yes, of
But
course,
it's just like
yes.
she's just a fucking robot. Like, we're getting there, man. That's exactly
We are
where we're
getting
getting
there.
to.
I'm saying
Who do you think in that scenario? Can I just
Sorry.
ask? In that
What?
scenario where it's just like you can date whatever celebrity, who do you think would be the most popular celebrity in that situation?
What if anyone could choose a celebrity to date?
And, like old, young, dead, alive, like.
Am I going for what I think the most popular one would be?
Yeah,
Not-
yeah.
Oh God, I have no fucking idea.
It's-
It probably wouldn't be someone I know.
It would be.
I said the other day to someone, I was like, I'm struggling to watch Hot Ones now because I don't recognise any of the people going
Yeah,
on.
I did enjoy the three guys from It's Always Sunny, but they did the hot questions.
They
one.
did that. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Which I did like that. I like them talking about their podcast, which I really miss because I thought their podcast was
Me
really
too.
fucking great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
But God, they are all starting to look really
Dennis,
not
not
like
Dennis.
plastic.
What's his name?
Mac.
Dennis looks Matt. No,
Charlie's
he's
Charlie looks like the most
same.
like average. Like he
He's
looks
the most
fine.
grounded
He looks
one,
like he's
isn't he? Yeah.
aging as he should. The other two
Yeah,
look
he's like the most grounded.
not right at all.
But yeah, no,
I
right.
did-
I saw the trailer for the new series.
Yeah.
Looking forward to watching.
I realised I hadn't watched season 16 the other day, so I watched that.
I thought it was an improvement on the last.
I liked
couple,
it.
to be
I didn't.
fair.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
really like the Irish, the Island series.
No, because
it was a bit, nah.
the castle set looked so
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It felt so cheap, and it felt very. I know this is always sunny, but it felt very stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'll just say.
I
I
didn't like it, but I liked I think like the first episode of season 16 of Always Sunny is Mac and Dennis are trying to get people to purchase like inflatable furniture, and Mac
yeah.
Mac is constantly eating this like
In the
tin of
peanuts.
peanuts and is just going into like anaphylactic shock, like sort of
Yeah.
gradually in the show, and it's just so funny watching him just progress
Get worse and worse.
and get worse. I liked it. It was a good season. I would have liked a bit more.
Fancy nuts. That's
The
what he's
bowling,
eating, isn't it?
I liked the bowling episode as well.
Yeah.
Dee didn't really get like a lot of like time this season, but I liked
No.
also Dennis's.
She was filming another series at the same time, I think.
Makes sense, yeah.
She's got
I did
new
like
show,
the.
hasn't she? She's like a mum detective.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus.
I liked the Dennis episode where it's him going around getting pissed off
The
'cause he has
last-
to get, with the
Oh,
apps,
yeah.
everything about the apps and stuff. I thought that was really good
Yeah.
as well.
That was the last one, wasn't it? When he lowers his heart rate.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that happened to him in real life, didn't it? His Tesla, when he got locked out of it. He told it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if my audio sounds weird to the listeners, but right now my voice is crazy echoey. Like I can barely hear myself.
Okay. I mean, I think we're getting on a bit now anyway.
We're going to
so,
wrap it up. I did have another story, but I'm going to save that for when we're out and about
On Tuesday.
Tuesday, I think. Yeah.
Lovely jubbly.
Keep a little back. I'll bring up a few talking points.
Nice,
Anything that springs to mind for you, Joe.
I mean, anything
jot down and bring
anything
along.
I see, I will. I'll definitely. I'll make a mental note of.
Make a note. Anything that pops up, you think, oh, we should talk. That'd be a good talking point on Tuesday. Do it.
Yep.
You know,
Super.
throw some shit in there.
Throw some.
Right, listeners.
Throwing some shit around.
Thanks for listening. Next episode. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. I haven't. This is one of the rare times I've not thought about the end of my episode name.
Literally, whilst you were doing the sign off,
Christ.
I was trying to rack my fucking brain and just be like,
You're trying to wrap your brain. All right, I've got it. I've been Greg. It's coming out of everywhere. Armstrong.
I don't know, man. I've been. Fuck. Every time.
You've been fuck every time.
I don't know. I hate it because now it's just like I'm just prolonging the inevitable. There you go.
You are.
I'm Joe prolonging the inevitable Jackson. Ta-ra.
I'll let it slide this time.
Yeah, you better, because otherwise we're going to be here for 20 minutes whilst I think about everything that we've just discussed.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to The All Seen Guys with Greg and Joe, where Greg probably had some kind of list, and Joe most likely went for a piss 5 minutes before the end. If you hear this, it means that Greg hasn't sorted an outro yet. So maybe just imagine some music here, because honestly, that's all I actually wanted. Okay, bye.